Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. I'm working on a set of 3 garden sculptures, and they will be covered mostly in blue SMALTI with some millefiori and a few other colors popped in there. So I have to break down the SMALTI to start with and get after it. While I'm waiting for my black-tinted Laticrete thinset to slake, I thought I would answer a few questions. First of all, I am using Italian SMALTI here. So there's different types of SMALTI. This is Italian SMALTI. And one word about the gold. I'll just grab a few pieces. Here is a piece of gold Orsoni SMALTI in blue. And it has a thick piece of glass on the back, a piece of gold leaf, and then thin blue glass on top of it. So this is what the gold looks like with, I don't know if that's clear on top or gold on top, but this is what the blue looks like. So this is the top that I use, but I suppose you could put it whichever way you wanted. If you wanted to use a turquoise color or this color blue, I suppose you could turn it the other way. But this is the color that's meant to go out. And it does have a beautiful gold luster to it. They have a number of colors. Here's the green. Here's a more yellow gold or citron. Here's the copper gold. Here's a bumpy gold. Here's a little lavender. It's really pretty stuff. Now here's one that's a little bit thicker, and I may have purchased this from a different source because it does have a thicker base, but I'm not 100% sure. I've had it a while. And I also have one that's more of a slate color, gold. Anyway, I have more than this, but this is sort of my working bin that I work from. So that's a word about gold. I remembered that I had this sample board of the colored gold from MosaicSmalti.com, which sells the Orsoni. And there are all the different colors there. That one is called Acid Green. Very lovely. And then they have their transparent SMALTI. And over here, their regular gold SMALTI. And there are different thicknesses. Check out how fat that one is on the end there. Those come in a variety of shades from silvery to gold and then a darker coppery color. And then I also wanted to share that I have the DiMosaico MDM brand, but I only have these ones because they came with the regular sample boards. And then down here it says that there are 33 colors of MDM gold, but they're on a separate sample board. So I don't have that separate sample board, but I thought I'd share these because look how great this looks. I love how organized it is and how many colors there are. It's awesome. This is back to the Orsoni. That's it. And then another question I received was, do I always use the Hammer Hardie to cut SMALTI? And the answer is no. Typically, I will make an inventory of pieces with the Hammer Hardie, get into a nice rhythm, and just make a bunch of pieces. And then when it comes to actually shaping them, I really am more comfortable with my Lepinit nippers. And so I will shape it to fit wherever it goes. But it just kind of depends on what mood I'm in. So I use both interchangeably. And another thing that I use the nippers and the Hammer Hardie for is to facet the pieces. So if I happen to cut one, I don't know if I can really find one, but let's say I happen to cut one and I want to use this side up, but it's looking very flat and I want to facet it. Sometimes I will take the nippers and give it a nip here and there just to make it more faceted so that it will capture the light a little bit better. But I can also do that with the Hammer Hardie, and I just sort of chink off the front face of it to give more of a faceted edge to put up to capture the light. And I'm not planning on grouting this, so going as bumpy as I feel like going. That's it. We have a little bit of time to work on this project before I have to go off and teach today. So I've mixed up just a small amount of thinset because I don't want to waste it. And I like to put it in a baggie because it's just easier for me to squeeze out where I want it to go and then spread it into place. Press the air out and snip off the corner. I still will use a spatula to spread it though. It's also important to have something to clean your tool with as you go. So I use a paper towel. That's it. As I've been working along here is that I want to try to be a little bit loose with how I lay the pieces in and give it a little bit of breathing room, and so not just cram the pieces in as tight as they can go and not always have everything lined up and fitting exactly, but having things a little bit off here and there just makes it a little bit more dynamic and interesting. I'm used to lining things up as much as possible and trying to work as closely as possible. So on this one, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more free and relaxed, and there's a little bit of breathing room between the pieces. Problematic where the two sides come together, and I kind of cheated and just put some 3 pieces of millefiori there instead of, I didn't want a triangle, so I just put that there, and then these two are going to come and merge. This is going to turn this way, and they're all going to go that way around. This one's kind of going the wrong direction, so it needs to turn, and these are going the right direction. I'll continue those. I think I am going to go a little bit lighter towards the top. So I'll be putting in more of this lighter blue and less of the cobalt as I go up. I didn't get very much mosaicing done this week, but I did do some much needed organization in this small studio space in my home. And I'm going to share some of my ongoing projects with you just so you can see what I've been up to, even though I don't really have video of me working on it. So here we go. First of all, this thing. I thought I might finish it this week. did not even come close. I've still got about half of it to go, so that's going to take a little bit of time. That'll be time I spend on it next week. And a week or so ago, I made this lovely mirror, and this week I beaded this one. Now I've got a pile of 3 more, and I'm going to make one in gold, and I want to make one in black. So I'm not going to grout these until I have them all done, and then I'll just grout them all at once. So that's an ongoing project I'm doing where I only have 1 out of 5 finished. And then this, it's now almost fall again. So I'd like to start back to work on this little SMALTI owl. I started it as a sample project when I was working at a museum doing a demo day. And then this is another one. I may as well just finish it because I can't really sell it like this. I was doing another demonstration and in stained glass. And then this butterfly, I started it and I never finished it. I would love to finish it. But most important of all the projects on the table that I'm working on, is this. Hold on. Let me swing around. Ta-da! I have this piece of furniture that I'm going to use for storage, and it was pretty much unfinished. It was used as a teacher storage thing in a classroom, and I got it for next to nothing, and I've had it a long time. It was just in my garage, so I had to clean it up, and I painted it, and it took me all week because I had to put on like 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of paint. Anyway, I am about to reorganize my whole studio because this table is one that is too low and I don't like it. So I'm getting a new work table and I'm going to put it right here. And then this storage unit thing is going to the left. And then this one will stay right here. And I can bring in some more items when I've got everything else moved around and ready to go. So this has been long overdue. My garage is where I have a lot of my storage, and I just wanted to bring some into the house so that I could reorganize the garage, and I haven't been able to do that for a long, long time. So this is something I'm very happy to have finally tackled, and I still have more to do, but it's the first step. That's it. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.